All right, Kelly, thank you. If you're planning to cook Thanksgiving dinner at home, there are some important things to keep in mind that you don't burn the house down or have someone experience choking.
Yes.
It all can happen. And we have Melanie from Community Ambulance here. Welcome back.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for being here. So,
absolutely.
This is something to keep in mind because there are so many hazards, especially with kids at the table.
Yes.
And depending on the type of food that's out there,
yes,
there's plenty of choking hazards. Is that what you wanted to start with here? Is that what we're looking at?
Yes. All of these are small foods. So little things like olives, these fit perfectly in a child's airway. Even nuts and little pickles even. They can bite off a piece of that and they can choke on it. Little sausages, carrots, nuts, fruit, little tiny pieces of fruit. So you have to be aware of what little children are eating, because this is common stuff that people put out on the table for appetizers for Thanksgiving.
Right.
So the biggest thing is just parental, people paying attention, you know, parents watching what their younger children are eating. So adults do choke on this stuff too. So if you're going to have a small child that's going to be eating this, take the olives, grapes, stuff like that, cut them into quarters.
Okay.
That way, if they do happen to go down their airway, it's actually small enough to where it won't cause a full obstruction.
And what are some signs to look for if you do have someone at the table who's choking?
A lot of times they will not be able to speak. Some people do this. If it's a child, you'll see them, they might be drooling because they're not able to swallow. They'll be getting bluish around their lips, or their fingertips can get blue, and you'll definitely see that they're not able to breathe very well.
And look out, the turkey's on fire.
Yes.
So what happens here? What causes the house fires?
A lot of the turkey fryers are what cause the house fires.
Okay.
So people don't pay attention. You put the oil in and you heat it up and you don't pay attention to it. A lot of the new turkey fryers have a timer. They shut off every 15 minutes, so you have to go back out and turn them on. Another problem is putting a wet turkey into hot oil. Oil and water do not mix, whether it's frozen or not. So if your turkey's not completely thawed and there's still ice in it, that moisture in there causes the oil to actually boil up and over violently. So your turkey has to be completely thawed all the way through. It has to be completely dried out. So if you brine it, or if it's frozen and you thaw it out, you need to completely dry the turkey as best you can.
And really
always
important
have
to
a fire extinguisher. You need a fire extinguisher it's ABC. It says it in the front, and it's a dry chemical extinguisher. You never ever want to put water on a grease fire or an oil fire. All it does is make it 10 times as bad. So always make sure if you're going to be frying a turkey, turkey fat can spill in the oven, especially if there's live flame like on the stove or anything, but you need to pay attention to your cooking. You can't just put anything on and leave it for 2 hours.
Right.
Same thing with the turkey fryer.
Well, you just made me feel really smart, because about 10 years ago I went to Subway and I got a turkey sandwich on Thanksgiving, and I got made fun of for it by my family. And they said, well, why did you do that? Now I can say I did it because to keep myself safe and to prevent the house from burning down.
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, and actually we're going to talk about ordering out coming up in just a bit. So all these things to keep in mind: the choking, the preventing house fires. Any other advice that you want to put out there?
If you're going to fry a turkey, do not let children do it. And do not do it near your house. It needs to be 10 to 15, 20 feet away from the home.
How do you do your turkey?
Oven.
Oven.
We bake it.
Okay, that's the way to do it. She knows. Thank you for coming on and talking to us about this.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Important stuff to keep in mind. We'll be right back after this.